The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. Today's topic is Empower Faculty to Easily Create Humanized and Accessible Media for Asynchronous Online Courses. And so today we're going to spend about 45 minutes going through and talking about what that means, what it is, and why it matters, and also spend a little bit of time showing you how you can actually do it with some TechSmith tools. My name is Shane Lavellette. I'm the Education Strategy Lead here at TechSmith, and I'm going to be joined by Ryan Ish, who's going to introduce himself in just a little bit. And we're excited to be here with you today and to present this information for you. A little bit about me. I've been at TechSmith since 2003 in a variety of different roles, mostly product management on different products over the years, and then also moving in the strategy role today, which is really exciting. One of the things I enjoy the most about my job is the variety of things I get to do, things like doing webinars, but also interacting and learning and talking with educators like yourselves, understanding some of the problems and issues you're facing and trying to understand how we as TechSmith can really make your jobs as easy as possible and make your content as effective as possible. So one thing, my background is a lot of television, radio, and film production focus. And I used to, way back when, did some work for a production company, and we did contracts with Real Stories of the Highway Patrol. That may be dating myself a little bit, but we got to do some ride-alongs with the State Police of Michigan, different times to film that if you ever happen to watch that show. So that was pretty exciting at times to get to do that. So anyway, let's move on and get into our actual webinar. We will have a Q&A session at the end as well, about 15 minutes, so we can try and answer your questions. And we have a few housekeeping things to cover before we get into the content itself. The webinar is being recorded. You will get a copy of that, email the link for that after the webinar is over, so you can feel free to rewatch and share that with colleagues if you so choose and they would find value. And then we'd like you to feel free to ask questions throughout the webinar as well. And so there is a spot in the user interface for GoToWebinar where you can answer those questions. There's a little screenshot on your slide there. So you can type your question in there, and we have an awesome team waiting and ready to answer those questions behind the scenes here, as well as some of those will be, Ryan and I will answer, try and answer verbally during the Q&A session at the end as well. And one other note, we will have a survey at the very end, so we'd love to get your feedback on that. That'll just help us, give us good information on how we can help make these better in the future. And with that, I think we're ready to dive into the real good stuff, the content, and I'm gonna turn that over to Ryan for that, and he's gonna kick us off, I believe, with a poll question.
All right, thank you, Shane. Hi, everybody. I'll introduce myself here in a minute, but I do want to start off with some poll questions, as Shane mentioned, just to kind of get a feel for who's here in attendance today. So you should see the first one launch on your screen here. And this first question, which of the following best describes your job role? So if you could please check one of those, and I'll watch the little percentage and see once we get pretty high, hopefully 100% or as close as possible, I'll go ahead and end it and share the results with you. All right, so we're getting close to the top. I'll give about 5 more seconds before I end this poll and I'll share the results with you. All right, so let me go ahead and close this. I'll hit the share button. So you guys should see those results pop up. You can see that the largest percentage are faculty, adjunct instructors, or teachers, and then followed behind instructional designers, and then a few deans, associate deans, managers, supervisors, students retired, and so forth. Awesome, thank you for participating there. I do have another question, actually a few more questions. So the next one, which of the following TechSmith products do you use? And this one you can select multiple options. So if you are using more than one, feel free to check any of those boxes. And if you aren't using any, then obviously you can just check the none. All right, this one's moving a little bit faster, so let me give it about 5 more seconds before I end it? All right, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and close this one, and I'll let you guys see those results as well. So it looks like 43% of you have not used any TechSmith products, which is pretty awesome. You guys are here to learn some new information. 41% of you Camtasia, 32 Snagit, and Nomia, 11% video review. Awesome. So a little bit of everything there. And so welcome to all of you. Let me hide that one. I've got 2 more. So launch this one. This one is, how well do you feel your faculty are doing with creating educational videos because of the shift to remote learning? And this one is just select one option. So which of those do you think represents you and your faculty? All right, about 5 more seconds and I'll close this one. Thank you all for participating, by the way. And let's go ahead and close. And we'll let you guys see these results as well. Looks like somewhat satisfied is at 46%, somewhat dissatisfied 34%, 8% of you very satisfied, and 13% very dissatisfied. So, all right, thank you very much for sharing your opinions there. Really appreciate it. And hopefully the session today, you'll be able to take some information back and share with your colleagues as well. So this is the last one. What barriers most often stand in the way of your faculty creating quality video content? And this one, you can select multiple ones. We just asked maybe your top 2. Which of these barriers often stand in the way? All right, thank you all. 5 more seconds and we'll end this one. It's getting pretty close. And let me go ahead and hit close. And I'll share these results with you as well. It looks like time was the winner. 64%, followed closely behind by intimidation by technology, and then lack of resource or assistance, difficult to accept change, and then other. So if you did put other, feel free to put that in the question area, totally up to you. But I'll go ahead and hide this and we'll get back to our slides and make sure. Perfect. All right. Thank you all for participating. That always is very helpful, kind of giving me and Shane as well an idea of who's in attendance. So let me introduce myself here real quickly. My name is Ryan A. Shema, an instructional designer on our customer education team. And I've been with TechSmith for a few years, 13 actually, since 2007. And I've always I recently moved over to our customer education team at the start of this 2020, and I've kind of done a full circle. I've held a number of different positions, and I'm kind of back to where I'm doing as far as creating content, learning materials, doing training sessions, webinars, stuff like that. And I absolutely love it. So I've also, since 2014, I've still been teaching as an adjunct instructor for Lenoir-Rhyne University. It's usually in the fall semester, usually just one class, but it's I really enjoy it. It helps me kind of stay relevant with teaching online and being able to, work with students at a distance. And I really do enjoy doing that. And then my background prior to coming to TechSmith was in education. So for 10 years, I taught elementary education as well as at a K-8 school, and then 2 years in higher ed at East Carolina University before coming and joining TechSmith. So thank you all for your time to be here today. Hopefully the information that we have to share will be helpful. And as Shane mentioned, we're going to primarily talk about ways video can be used with our TechSmith products. We obviously know that there are other products out there. You might be using some different than what you see listed here. And so hopefully the examples that we share and the use cases, you can see how they can apply to not only Snagit, Camtasia, as in Nomia, but even to other video platforms out there. If you're not familiar with any of these, our Snagit product will do screen capture both image as well as record video. Camtasia is our video recorder as well as a very awesome video editor that allows you to really customize and polish your videos before you share them out with your students or whomever you're making them for. And Nomia, this is a product that's actually been around a while. It was formerly TechSmith Relay, and this was just rebranded as of last week, and it's now Nomia. And this is a kind of an all-in-one solution where you can create content as well as host your content, and then you can then share it in through your learning management system, build in quiz questions, closed caption your videos, conversations, all kinds of good stuff. So I did include some links on this slide as well to go out to some different resources. You will get a copy of these slides so you can go out to learn more. As far as we have tutorials for all of our products, you can learn more information about the products. We have webinars offered monthly, or bi-monthly, every couple of weeks, I think, that you can join and sign up for free. And we have a lot of great articles on our blog that you can also check out. So we obviously will do our best to answer all of your questions today, but if you have questions after this session today, feel free to reach out to us or search on our site, and hopefully you'll find those answers. So this is a quote as we kind of jump into the slides. This is a quote that was shared with me recently you may have seen this before. Mr. Rogers, when I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, "Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping." And I love this quote because, during this time, when we can kind of call it a scary time, when a lot of things happening in the world where you don't know when we're going to get back to normal or what normal actually is. It's really easy to really focus on the negative things happening, but it's also can be inspiring to take a step back and look for those who are helping. Maybe you're one of those helpers. I know TechSmith wants to be a helper for those of you who are, having to teach online for the first time, or maybe you've been doing it and you're just looking for some more ideas to help make it a better experience for your students. And so my hope is that what you will take from this presentation today, you'll be able to take back and apply, and hopefully you'll find value from it. So I guess I just wanted to share this to kind of hope maybe if you haven't seen this before, this is a nice quote in a remembrance of Mr. Rogers. So one of those things, speaking of helpers, is that I encourage you to do is look for those rock stars. Look for maybe they're colleagues of yours, maybe people in your professional learning network. Look, doing searches for online teaching, with some video tips. Who is out there that can help you not have to start from scratch? You don't have to reinvent the wheel or anything like that. I have a picture here or a screenshot of Paul Anderson. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not, but this video that he put out, I think within the last month, is about how he's teaching remotely, is pretty awesome. He's great. He's a great teacher. Even if you don't teach science, I think you can get a lot out of his videos. But looking for people like Paul or others where that can be a mentor to you, even if it's someone who's just to bounce ideas off of or to give you feedback on your videos. There's a lot of helpers out there, and if you just look for them. So I wanted to include this screenshot in here. This is a PDF resource that you guys are going to be receiving in a follow-up email, which is a checklist how to create effective course videos. And on the left-hand side here, there are a few items listed here as far as key course videos. This is only one page. There's lots of information in this PDF, but I love this because even if you are brand new to creating video, or if you've been creating videos for a while now, I think there's going to be something in this that maybe will spark an idea for you on types of videos that you can create, and which I know is sometimes all you need is that little spark, that idea, and then you can run with it. But I wanted to put this here. This is one of the resources that you will receive, and hopefully you'll find value out of this, just to kind of using it as a guide to kind of help you what types of videos you can create. And with that said, one thing that I highly recommend is to not overwhelm yourself with thinking about all the videos that you have to create for your online course. I really encourage you to start with one video. Create something and share it. Even if it's not perfect, just get it out there, get some feedback on it, build your confidence. Before you know it, you're going to have 5 videos created, then you're going to have 10, and then 20, and then all along the way, you're going to be learning tips, and you're going to be creating your next video is going to be better than your last one. So that's like I said over that previous slide, all of those types of videos you can create. Don't let it overwhelm you. Pick one and go with it and get started. That you need to have a starting point. And there are obviously fears that come along with this, and probably more than we could talk about. But 2 that I want to focus on, when it comes to creating videos, is the first one is the sound of your own voice. I don't know, I should have had a poll question asking you how many of you like listening to your voice coming through your videos if you've created them before. Usually when I talk to people, they're just like, oh my gosh, I cannot stand listening to my own voice. Does that really sound like me? And yes, it does. It really does. And you sound great. So just keep doing it, and you're gonna get used to it. That's how other people hear you. The other one has to do with another poll question I should have put out there was, how many of you are a perfectionist? Does it need to be perfect before you can actually send it out? And this is where, when you're creating instructional videos, you need to really kind of be aware of that. And it doesn't have to be perfect, or else you'll be spending hours and hours and hours on one video. So my encouragement is to, if you make a mistake, or say the wrong thing, correct yourself and move on. That's part of being authentic with your videos and making it more, humanizing it, making it more real. I always think about, if you're in the classroom, do you always say the right things if you're live in the classroom, or do you maybe stumble over your words? Just correct yourself and keep going. So I just wanted to make sure that is known, that you're going to learn, you're going to keep practicing, and you're going to improve with each video that you create. There is a short story that I have about an educator that I was working with, who she pretty much self-identified herself as not a very tech-savvy person, but she knew she had to start creating videos. And she finally one day said to me, you know what, I'm just going to tell my students that this is something that I'm not comfortable with, and I'm just going to do it. And so she reported back to me that that was just an awesome experience for her, because her students really kind of embraced her and appreciated her honesty and her willingness to kind of put herself out there in that vulnerable position. And you never know if by doing that, your students can kind of see you leading by example, and it might inspire them to step out of their comfort zone, try something new. It may not be perfect, but you're trying new things. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with Tracy Shalin or not. If you're not, I very highly recommend you start following her online, because she's a wealth of knowledge, and she has very inspiring when it comes to teaching online. Building those relationships with students. The next few slides are actually some things pulled from Tracy on how she does lead by example when it comes to just being yourself when you're working with students in an online environment. And you've probably already had time to read through this quote from her, but this is one that I absolutely love. Students don't really care if I make a mistake, have a bad hair day, or sneeze on video. They want to see me, the real person, not a professional spokesperson. So that can kind of put you at ease a little bit when you are creating content, that students just want to see the real you. Which kind of brings us to that humanizing part, humanizing your online class or your online courses that you're teaching. And so as an instructor, to humanize that learning simply just means that you're creating an environment where students view you as kind of a partner in the learning process. They know your face, and through your course videos and other methods or means of communication with them, they learn your personality as well. And so just being yourself is one of those ways that you can help humanize make the class more meaningful for your students. And here's another great quote that I'm going to include from Tracy, where she says, imagine how it feels to enter an online course and to find a video of a moving, talking, smiling human being welcoming students to the class. And this kind of leads me to one of the first types of videos, if you're new to this, that you can create. And this is another slide. I promise this is the last one, talking about Tracy's examples, but she has a really cool example for a welcome or introduction video. And believe it or not, this is really only 24 seconds long. And there's a link here. I'm not able to play it back here during the webinar. The experience may not be ideal for playing back through the GoToWebinar, but the link, you're going to get these slides, you'll be able to watch this, and you'll be able to see that, you know, Tracy, just her smiling face, and all she's doing is just welcoming her students to the class. And then she leads them then to the next part where she wants them to start. So again, this is a great way. It's especially a nice way to encourage faculty who might be apprehensive about creating videos. This could be a great first start. You know, making that first video is always the hardest. And this is, you know, just know that it's going to be short. If you want to script it out, go for it. If you want to just wing it, you know, if I wing a video, I usually have to record it several times before I can get it to where I want to produce it. So sometimes scripting out can be extremely helpful. And speaking of creating an introduction video or a welcome video with webcam, here is a link to a video. This is fairly hot off the press, maybe a week or two old, of where if you spend 6 minutes watching this video, I walk you through how to create a webcam introduction video using Camtasia. And I promise you, if you watch all 6 minutes of it, I'll show you how to set up the video with the webcam, how to record your screen, how to hide the webcam during the editing process. If you don't want it on the screen the entire time, you can definitely, I think you would be well on your way to creating your first webcam video by watching this tutorial. So check it out. There's going to be a link here that you can follow. And if you have feedback, please leave the feedback and let me know what I can do to make it better, or if there's other types of content you would like to see developed as well. Okay. So I included a few slides here just to or a few screenshots on this slide to show you how with the TechSmith products you can record with webcam. Excuse me. Now, Shane, when we get to Shane's part, he's going to actually do a demonstration. I'm not sure if he's going to show the webcam part of it, but just so you know, when you get out there and if you start exploring with the Camtasia, Snagit, and Nomia, this is how you can record with Camtasia and record with the webcam. If you are a Snagit fan and you utilize Snagit, you do have the ability to record webcam only videos, or you can navigate it back to webcam and then your screen. And those of you interested in Nomia, the recording process with Nomia and Snagit are almost identical. The recording toolbar might look slightly different, but the process as far as recording webcam only or navigating back and forth from your screen to your webcam are pretty much the same. So just wanted to point out that it is possible to easily create these videos with Snagit, Nomia, as well as Camtasia. You can get in and do a little bit more customization with the videos. So the next two slides have more examples and types of videos. I'm not going to talk about all of these, but these are some different examples out there that you can create. Some of these I've created myself, or others I've pulled from other educators out there that have created videos for their classes that they're teaching online. So course navigation, recording PowerPoint, this is one that is pretty easy because the PowerPoint can be your script. So if you're not sure what you're going to say, you can kind of have the some bullet points or some images that Spark can kind of help you with your with the audio that you're going to be voicing over for the video. As you can see some other examples, this weekly check-in video, I'm going to give you a little bit more information about that one coming up. But this next slide has some other ones. So some feedback on assignments. This is a great way for giving personalized feedback for your students rather than just sending them a document with some comments on it for them to read through. After you've put comments on it, if you just pull it up on your screen, you can record it with your voiceover and provide some feedback. And so there's actually some videos out there how to use Snagit to do this that we can share with you for giving you some ideas on how to do that. And then you can see some other examples here as well, including your mobile device. You know, if you have a phone in your pocket, a smartphone, and you're out and about, you might never know when you come across a teachable moment that you can capture for your students and integrate it right into your course. And then, of course, student-created content. This is an example of a student recording himself doing sign language for an assignment. So you can really get students involved with using video to help that communication back and forth with the instructor. Okay? So as I mentioned, that weekly check-in, or I sometimes call them encouragement videos, these are ones that I typically try to do throughout the course that I teach. I have some topic ideas listed here as well, just to kind of give you some ideas of the types of things I try to include in them. So to me, one of those challenges are when students are on an online class is for them feeling like they're on their own. Maybe they're on an island all by themselves and they don't have that support. So that's one way where I see weekly check-in videos as being that way to, you know, humanize the class. It becomes a part where they expect it and they kind of are maybe looking forward to it. I don't know. But you can see some of the examples here. One of this first one here is kind of showing them where they are in the syllabus each week, which is kind of fun because as you get to like week 9, week 10, you can kind of say, you know what, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, that encouragement on your keep working hard, you're almost done with the class. You know, helping them with upcoming assignments, walking them through examples. And this last one, praising your students for their hard work during the prior week. To me, that's something that, you know, life is happening outside of just that class that they're taking with you. And sometimes you never know. Just a short little video, you know, hit record, say, hey, you know what, I just wanted to let you know I loved your project you submitted last week. You know, I could tell you worked really hard on it, put a lot of time and effort, and though I just wanted you to know I appreciated all your work. Have a great week. Hit stop, and there you go. You have a video to send out where you don't know if that might make or break someone's day and help get them moving forward. So just to keep that in mind for another type of video to encourage students. So a couple more slides before I hand it over to Shane for the demo, but I wanted to talk briefly about the ability to put quizzes into your videos as a way to improve engagement, but also to help with, you know, knowledge check for your students. You can see this quote here, and I will be honest, if I'm watching a video, I'll read this real quickly, starting with reduces mind wandering by 50%, increases note-taking by 300%, and improves learning outcomes by 30%. So I will be one to say that if I'm watching a video that I know has quiz questions in it, I am going to pay a little bit more attention. I'm going to be keeping, you know, taking those notes or, you know, waiting for those, all right, what's going to be asked in this quiz that I need to make sure I understand. So I can definitely relate to these percentages, and I'm going to follow along and pay attention a little bit more. So, and also you can choose with our Camtasia and our Nomia products, you can have built-in quizzing capabilities in there, but you can also, if you're using Snagit, you can easily send the videos into Camtasia or upload to Nomia and build quiz questions on top of those as well. So there's a lot of different ways to do this. And here's an example with just a screenshot to kind of show you that the quiz pops up right in the video. And I'm a big fan of using them for knowledge check, test prep. There is a way for you to take a grade on it. You can put it into your grade book for students, and that's perfectly fine. It's kind of whatever your preference is. But I also like the idea of building in quiz questions to help prep them for, you know, that exam that's coming up as examples to kind of help get them prepared. Okay. Last section, accessibility. So this is, I say this is huge, a huge topic right now, but it's actually been a huge topic for quite a while now. And you may be at an institution where they require you to caption all of your videos. And if that's the case, this is actually taken from a research study, a webinar that I watched a while back, put on by Online Learning Consortium, 3Play Media, and Oregon State. And one of the things, a couple of the things that I always thought of, why would I caption a video, would be for someone who maybe has difficulty with their hearing, or maybe English is their second language. Those are the main reasons that I would always think of. But this webinar that I watched really opened my eyes to the value that captions can bring to videos for all learners. And you can see here, the top one was it just helps them focus. If there are captions on the video, they can read along while watching, helps them retain the information. There's a lot of great information that was put in this webinar. And I actually pulled out a couple of the quotes from students. You can see on engagement, where it helps them, closed captions help them focus on the video instead of just tuning out the noise, as well as accuracy, which I thought was pretty powerful. If I need to write down notes, I know exactly how to quote a video, which depending on the types of content that's being taught, that could be extremely helpful. So I guess I wanted to include this information, as well as a couple screenshots here. This is in our Nomia product, where TechSmith can help you with that process. We have the speech to text capabilities, as well as bringing in a script. You can paste it in and match them up with the audio, as well as some third-party integrations as well. And then this screenshot down here shows the caption editor, where it has an ADA compliancy checker. So we've received lots of feedback from customers who use this, who just think this is super easy to use, and they love this ADA compliancy checker, where it's looking for the duration of captions. Are they always present, and are they meeting the 1 to 100 characters in length? And if they aren't, it will notify you, and you can go in and correct them so that it fits and meets those standards. So with that, I'm going to have my final slide here. From the slides that I have shared with you, I have 3 main takeaways. One of them is from the beginning, is to look for the helpers, whether maybe you're one of those helpers as well, that can help mentor or help teach and help your colleagues who are going through this, having to be teaching online, maybe for the first time. Another one is looking for those quick wins. You don't have to create everything overnight, unless you're a procrastinator like me, and maybe I apologize if I feel bad for you, where if everything's due tomorrow and oh my gosh, how am I going to get this all done? But hopefully you're not like me, but be looking for those quick wins. Start with something, get it out there, get some feedback, and then just keep improving on it. And the last one, I think Tracy Shalin talks a lot about this, is just to be yourself. And for your students, they want to get to know you. They want to get to know your personality. And just be yourself, just like if you were standing up in front of them in a classroom. So hopefully you got some information out of those slides that were helpful. I am going to turn this over now to Shane, so I'm going to make him the presenter, and he's going to walk us through let me hold one second, a demo for this. So let me send it over to Shane, and when you're ready, Shane, it's all yours.
All right, great. Thank you, Ryan. Great job. And so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quick little demo to show you how you can do some of these things that Ryan just talked about, adding some value to your videos and making that really easy, and then some of the engagement pieces and accessibility as well that are easy to do through the TechSmith different products that you can use, and they work really well together as well. Ryan, can you just give me can you see my screen okay right now?
Yes, I can. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So I want to start with starting in Camtasia. I saw there's quite a few people that have used Camtasia in the past, and I'm not sure what versions you are on, but our latest version, Camtasia 2020, one of the great new features in that is our pre-built templates. And these templates are great to give you a jump start into creating a video, so you can just focus on the content that you need to provide in that template and let the template provide all the nice polish and really more engaging kind of visuals as part of it. And there's lots of different templates you can choose from. So to do that, you just start from the file menu and there's new project from template you can select. And there's some templates built in when you first open Camtasia. And you also can go and get some additional templates from our Camtasia asset store. And there's free ones available there. And there's also ones that are available as part of a paid subscription that you can get. But once you're in your TechSmith assets for Camtasia, there's all kinds of different assets you can access here. And these are all royalty free. They're copyright free, so you can feel free to use them in any of your projects. You don't have to worry about the any copyright issues with that. And you can even search and find different types. There's all kinds of intros and outros and different graphics and themes and things like that that you can add, as well as video clips, just footage and things. If you got a certain topic you want to find and need a nice clip to kind of demonstrate that, you can look for that there, as well as images and audio tracks as well. I just wanted to show you real quick that we have actually created some educational specific templates as well, and these are all free. So if I search for education here, you can see we've built these specifically with feedback directly from instructional designers and faculty working in higher education to help as kind of guides for faculty that need to create these different types of videos. So for example, there's a course intro template, a lecture template, and some student created templates or project templates and feedback templates. So you can explore those. I don't want to spend too much time there, but these are a great starting point for your video project. So let me go back into Camtasia here, and I already have one loaded. And so if you notice, once you load a template, it's going to provide, put some media into your media bin, as well as add onto your timeline that project. And the project templates have these things that are called placeholders. And these are just guides to kind of help you know suggestions on what are some good types of content to include in these different areas. And because this is a course intro video, so it recommends you show you as the instructor to help humanize that course, do your introduction, tell your students a little bit about yourself, and you can record that directly within Camtasia, or you could have imported that if you recorded it with something else. So you can add those things. But these are very flexible, so you don't have to use every element that's part of a template. You can customize and choose what works best for you. And one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to select the intro here. And over here, you can customize the intro with like your title, your description, and some of this extra text, or not use it if you don't want to. But I'm going to quickly I have a theme created, and themes are another nice option in 2020 that allow you to create some consistency. So, and these can be created by instructional designers and shared out with other staff people and other faculty and imported into Camtasia. So everybody could be using the same theme if you wanted to kind of have consistency across videos with your school colors and branding and things like that. Or if you want to do that individually with your individual courses, you can do that as well. But let me just give this a quick title. And course description. Oops. And then you can, I'm just going to delete this extra text and say, welcome, if I could type, to the course. All right, so it's that easy really to customize these different pieces. And I'm gonna just jump to this other one down here that has contact information. Again, with that same theme, I could choose that to have that customized. Oops, let me select it here. And it automatically adjusts the colors, and you can put your contact information in and your email information, all that kind of stuff. So again, you can easily customize these. And then finally, this one does have an outro as well, so I'll just choose that for my theme, and now it's made my colors all match. So it's that quick with the actual templates to kind of customize them if you don't want to use the pre-created the colors and things in them. I'm just going to quickly add my segments. So I've got this intro video that I recorded. So I bring that down. As soon as this placeholder turns green, I let go and just hit ripple replace, and it automatically now adjusts the timeline to fit the length of my clip that I added. So that's my intro for the course to the students, just telling them a little bit about me. And then I've got some other screen recorded information here about the grading and those kind of things that I will add here. And now that's been added into that. So I've got my 2 clips into my project already. I'm just going to go through. I'm not going to have these 2 sections or this one, so I'll just delete those. And so now I've got a nice video. I'm going to play this, but you won't hear the audio. And just to give you a sense of what it looks like a little bit. So the animation may be choppy coming through over the webinar, but you get a sense for it's already got those pre-built animations, the nice graphics in it, so you don't have to do any of that work to kind of give a nice little polish to your video. And then one other thing I want to do, you saw in Ryan's presentation that Tracy Shalen screenshot of her video with her looking like she was on the computer screen. So that's a nice visual effect that's in Camtasia that I'm going to add, and that's called device frame. And I'm just going to click and drag that down and add that to my intro. And so now you can see this puts it right on the computer, and you even have a little couple of choices here you can make in terms of how you want that to look. I'm going to change that to be a MacBook Pro, and so now my video is playing right inside that MacBook. Looks like it was made that way, and so I just like that effect. So these are the kinds of things you can quickly and easily do with templates and the themes in Camtasia, and just to really make it easy to give you that jump start. And then when you're ready to share, I'm just going to go to the share menu. And I'm going to show you our Nomia product, which Ryan mentioned, our educational media hosting solution. It really makes it easy to host and share and integrate your content into your LMS, and also to add some of that engagement capability. So there's a share option right inside of Camtasia. You can just click that, give it a title and a description. And then when you're ready, you just hit share, and it goes ahead and will put that produce that video out and upload it directly into your Nomia library. So if you don't have a Nomia account, you can create a free trial there and try it out with Camtasia, or you can get subscriptions for monthly or annual, and we also have enterprise offerings as well. But I'm going to cancel that because I've actually already done that. So I want to show you in Nomia what that looks like. So let me bring this up. And so once it's shared in Nomia, you would get, it'll automatically launch your browser and take you to your video's media page or view page. And so you can see, here's my video. I could play it here, and it's got the nice animations built into it. And then I have some additional functionality right here that I can add on top of the video. So there's sharing options. I can share to a group or get embed code or get a link. I'm not going to spend too much time on all of these things because I want to show you again also how it integrates with the LMS. But it has easy sharing options if you just want to share a link. And then you can also edit your title and your description. You also have privacy settings. Some analytics is brand new, so there's nothing there yet, but you'll get nice analytics around how people are watching your video and what they're watching and how they're engaging with it. Accessibility is built in, and so from here you can submit your video for captioning with speech to text, so those would be automatically generated. And we have a very accurate speech to text engine. It's generally 90+% accurate right out of the gate. It does attempt to do punctuation as well as part of that, and then you can easily go in and do some easy cleanup like Ryan showed. So that's really easy in here. And then with the enterprise version, you get some additional options too, where you can actually assign it to other people. So some of our customers will have student workers helping do that, so they can add an assignee, and that person can go in and edit the captions and update those. And again, you can outsource some of that too to 3Play or Verbit, are a couple of the integrations we have for outsourcing captions to a third party if that's your preferred method. But once you've got that in here, You can also add quizzes to it, like Ryan mentioned. And so if I'm going to add a quiz real quick, just to show you what that looks like. And if you do this in Camtasia, because it does have that capability in Camtasia, those quizzes will come through to Nomia and they'll be displayed to your viewers, no problem as well. And any interactivity you may want to add in Camtasia would also be supported and work when shared to Nomia. So I'm just going to add a quick question here. And you just slide the video to where you want to put the question. And you have different question types, so multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blank, or free response. And so I'll do a quick true, false question. And lab is worth 100 points is my question, and you select what's correct or incorrect. So true is the correct answer. You can even add feedback to the students if they get it correct, and different feedback if they get it incorrect, along with some kind of action if you want them to take based on how they answered it if they got it wrong. So continue just continues in the video, but you could have them jump back to a time in the video or even jump to another resource that you have available that might help them understand that topic better or that concept better, that when they click continue would take them there so they could review that. And you can continue to add as many questions as you want anywhere in the video, but when you're done, you can just hit save. And now that question has been added and will be graded, and you'd be able to view results of that right from within your media page as well within Nomia. So if you clicked on view results after students have taken it, you'll be able to get a nice dashboard of all the results and how students have responded. But what I want to show now is I'll just quickly show you what the library looks like, because you also get this as part of Nomia. This is great for organizing all your media. You can create folders. Folders can have subfolders, so you can organize your content based on your courses and your sections, and all your content is available here. And so it just comes in, and then you can adjust and put it into folders as you want to and need to. And so it's really easy to organize your content as well, and Nomia supports both videos and images, and it's integrated with Snagit as well. One other thing I'll highlight is just the ability to launch a capture app here right from the website. So you can do this from anywhere. You can access Nomia on the web, and that launches is a really simple to use screen and webcam recorder, and that looks like this. So you can just hit the record button, or you can choose to include web camera or select the web camera. And when you do that, you can switch back and forth between your web camera showing or your screen video. And so you can do a little intro to a piece of content and then switch to screen and be able to record your screen. When you're done, it uploads directly into your Nomia library. So it's a nice, quick and fast and simple way to be able to create content when you need to. And you can do this anywhere from the browser. All right, now I wanted to show one more thing before we get into Q&A, and that's how this all integrates into your learning management system. I'm going to show Canvas. I know there's a variety of different ones out there. Canvas and Blackboard typically are the market leaders. There's also a lot of people use Brightspace from D2L. There's a lot of people using Moodle and many others out there too. But the integration enables you to add video content directly inside your course within Canvas. So one of the things I want to do is that course video, intro video we just created with Camtasia, I want to add this as an assignment in my course. And one of the nice things with quizzing is with the videos, you can create some accountability with students and by making these graded assignments for them to watch. And with Nomia, if you don't add a quiz, it'll still use how much of the video they watch as their grade if you add the video as a graded assignment. So we're gonna make this 10 points. I'm just gonna go to the Nomia tool. And then what that does is loads up my Nomia library right inside of Canvas here, so I can select the video I want. You can even launch capture directly from this integration with Canvas, so you can do a recording all right within Canvas if you didn't start in Nomia itself. And I'm going to go to my geology videos. I'm going to open the folder, and I have this course introduction. I'll just add that media. And so that's done. And then when I save and publish, it integrates that video right within this assignment within the course. And now when students access this, they would just play the video and they would be able to see the video and interact with it. The other thing you can do once it's even here is the accessibility piece. I already mentioned that, but you can even drive and make that happen from within the LMS as well. So for example, this caption file was still in draft status because we don't auto-publish the speech to text until you've gone in, at least corrected it and told us to actually publish it. So there's not inaccuracy there. So I'm just going to go ahead and publish it from here, but I could go in and edit right from here as well. You saw the caption editor that Ryan showed, but with those captions published, you now see there's a closed caption button here, and the captions show there. And the nice thing is here, you can even move these captions around. So viewers, if that's in the way of something in the video, they can just click and drag that to a different part of the video screen so they get it out of the way. So it's really easy to do that. And then you can see here, this little dot, that's the quiz that's part of this video. So when students reach that point, it comes up with a little pop-up. They can take that quiz and be able to answer that true or false and submit. And then once they've done that, I can continue on. But that will be graded, and then that grade will go into the gradebook for them, for you as a faculty member and or whoever's running the course. So students get auto-graded as part of watching the video. So that's how all that really integrates really well. We do have one other feature and called conversations that, let me show you with this lab kit version. You can build a conversation or just add your video as a conversation to your course as well. And those then have the ability for students and you as the instructor as well to be able to comment in the video and be able to draw on the video as well. So for example, I'm going to hide the closed captions, but you could, a student who is watching could add a comment. Perhaps I am missing this rock from here, and I could then click and say it's not available in mine and submit. And then boom, that comment gets added to the video. It's time-stamped with the video. If I come in here as the instructor, I can reply. I can, other students can reply as well. And if I select this comment, it just would jump me right to where that comment was and show me what the student is talking about. So it has a lot of great value in terms of really enhancing engagement and creating a richer discussion around your content within the LMS or even outside the LMS. You could just share links to conversations from Nomia directly as well. And then finally, the other nice thing with Snagit is that you can create templates with Snagit as well. And so you can select multiple objects. So this is great for creating how-to documentation really and things like that you want to help, or supplemental content for your students. I could say combine in template, choose a template, hit next, and how to access assignments, because my students are always asking that, and that's a question I answer a million emails for each semester. But Snagit would automatically put those into a nice template for you, and then you can share that directly to Nomia, or you could just upload that into your LMS as well. So it's really easy to kind of combine both image editing and creation and how-to guides and supplemental material with your video content and with Nomia, and be able to easily share that. So with that, I want to stop because I know we're getting low on time, so we can answer some questions.
Yep, awesome. Thank you, Shane. That was a great job showing everything. I know you had limited time there, so I appreciate all that you were able to show. We've gotten a ton of great questions coming in. We'll do our best to answer as many as possible. We have about 5 more minutes before we need to wrap things up, 5 or 6. So first question for you, Shane. What do you need to for the end user, what do they need to use these resources? Is there a free trial? Are there subscriptions, pricing, stuff like that?
Sure. Yep. So individuals are all of our tools and products have free trials available for Camtasia and Snagit and Nomia. So you can go to our website and you can sign up to access those as a free trial. Camtasia and Snagit, you can download those and have a free trial that you can play around and really, try them out and see how they work. The assets I showed, those are available. There's a whole bunch of free assets available that you can just have access to, and then there's also a subscription for getting access to more that are available with the paid subscription. Nomia itself, so Camtasia and Snagit are perpetual licenses that you can purchase. So you would download those, you can buy them, and we have educational pricing for both. And then maintenance available where that would allow you to get the latest version every year for free, and you get priority technical support and some additional resources to help make you learn how to use those tools better. As well as Nomia is a monthly or annual subscription. And then we also offer an enterprise version, and that gives you a little bit more capability. And you can also get a dedicated customer success manager that will really help create and onboarding materials and customized training, and really help you get faculty on board and using Nomia effectively.
All right, great. Another one that kind of goes along with that, is there an option for an institutional bundle? So can they purchase like Camtasia and Nomia together?
Absolutely. Yep. We also have can work with you based on your needs and how many people need access and all of that. But yes, you can get a full license to everything if you want as at an enterprise level.
Okay. Questions on kind of the difference between Screencast and Nomia for publishing content too. Can you
Sure.
do the same with both of them, or can you clarify a little bit between the two?
Sure. There's some differences. So Nomia really is this first initial release that at the individual level. So Ryan mentioned it used to be called TechSmith Relay, and that was an enterprise only option for a while. And we now do have that individual subscription available as well. And the main differences are the accessibility and the analytics and some of the conversation capability, as well as the engagement pieces, the quizzing capability. So Screencast supports that if you created it in Camtasia and then shared it to Screencast. But Nomia gives you more flexibility around that, with being able to add it anytime, edit those, and be able to do the caption capability as well and generate those speech-to-text captions. So you get full access to unlimited speech-to-text capability within Nomia. You have unlimited storage and bandwidth. I mean, there's a little bit of terms of service requirements in there, but in general, it's completely unlimited usage, so you can put as much content as you want. So those are probably the main differences, I would say, at this point.
Okay. All right, perfect. The quiz questions that you added when you were demoing, is there an option to add a reason why a question they answered it right or wrong?
Yes, that was under that feedback area. And so what you can do there is that you can, let me just jump to this one. You can put in that feedback directly in there. And that feedback then could be explaining a little bit to them why they got it wrong. So I'll just type in we'll make this true false because that's easy. I have a true answer. You do have to make sure that's graded to be able to add the feedback. So you want to select whatever your answer is your right answer. And then down here, you could say, great job for getting it right, or oh, I think you made a mistake in thinking about it this way, or something like that. Or again, this is a great place to add a jump to URL to help go to another resource. Maybe you've got a resource that kind of explains a few different common mistakes people make maybe with this question, and you could just link them and they would get that resource if they got it wrong.
Awesome, thank you for that. Oh my gosh, I want to ask, there's so many questions. I want to ask all of them, but I know we're running out of time. I'm going to ask one more.
Sure.
If you create a screencast, say in Snagit, can you add that to a Camtasia to edit it, as well as can you send it to Nomia from Snagit?
Yes, you can. So you can do both of those. You can share directly from Snagit. So this is an image, but if I had done a video, I could send it directly to Camtasia. And so you could go there, or you could also, so you could edit it, or you can also go directly to Nomia. And then once it's in Nomia, you could add, enhance that with some of the other engagement capabilities, and go ahead and make sure it's accessible. And I did want to mention too, we do support from accessibility standpoint the audio description track. So an audio description track can be uploaded to be added to a video as well, so that you have that part of the accessibility covered also.
Got it, perfect. Okay. Oh man, I want to ask more, but I think we probably should wrap it up. If you could go back to the slides. I apologize to those of you who asked questions and we weren't able to answer them live. Hopefully, you can still reach out to us if you have specific questions, or in the Q&A, they can try to answer as well. But Shane, if you could show maybe the resource slide, maybe just show
Yes.
and share a little bit there.
Yep. So thank you everybody for your time and attending. We're going to share these resources with you. So we have some great resources. Just Ryan had already mentioned the checklist for effective videos. We have a very in-depth and thorough guide on how to effectively shift to online teaching. This is something you can use and share. Feel free to share it out with your teams or other faculty members as well, to really guide through all the things to kind of understand and think about when you want to create quality content for online learning. And then a guide around how to really help train faculty to do that as well. So some guidance there. So you'll get access to all of those. And then thank you again for attending. You also get the link for the recording, and you can learn more. Go to our website, techsmith.com/education. We have a lot of great information there, and you can learn more about Camtasia, Snagit, and Nomia on that page. And then again, please, we'd love to get your feedback and a quick survey that's following this webinar. So again, thank you all, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.